I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. I am pleased to be joined by Deviant Nails. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on. If you would, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Oh. So, would you like me to do my whole stream spiel when somebody comes in?
Yeah.
Okay, so hello, I am Devi of Deviant Nails. I am a level 3 qualified nail technician from the UK, using Twitch as a platform to practice nail arts for industry, but I am fully qualified, so I can do all forms of nail extensions, nail healthcare, all of that sort of beautician side of things. Alongside nail stuff, I also play a fair few games on my channel, usually sticking more towards the indie side of life, but we do play a couple of big games here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And as well as that, I really put the variety streamer. I do arts, I do crafts, so I do traditional art, I do digital art, we do crafting streams, we've even done things as silly as little children's crafting books.
Oh, wow.
And I also do a weekly co-working stream.
Oh, excellent. Well, yeah, I've seen a lot of the stuff that you've been doing online, and that's some artistry there. I mean, really. Well, first of all, I've never had my nails done and probably won't.
That's fair.
But to see what you're able to do with them it's like little masterpieces on each nail.
And you know what? The stuff that I do now is nowhere near as detailed as the stuff I used to do, because my hand health is actually not as good as it used to be. So I'm having to simplify a lot of the things that I do.
Oh, that's painful.
So yeah, we concentrate more on having fun with the designs than doing anything too spectacular these days.
Yeah.
I'm trying to listen to my body and not push it too far.
Stupid body.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started.
Yeah, I've got some stuff going on with my hands too, and it's like I was like, oh, come on, you're able to write essays when you were a kid. Why can't you do something like that now? And it's like, well,
I know, right?
Yeah. What do I care?
We don't realize how good we've got it as kids until we get, our bodies started breaking down.
Oh yeah. When the warranty's expired and you can't get new parts, that's always bad news. Whether it's a car or your body.
Yeah, I think my warranty expired years and years and years ago.
No, mine was on parchment paper. It kind of tells you how long mine was. They just carved it out of rock. So when did you get started with? When did you decide? Did you get the idea that you wanted to be a nail artist technician?
So it started during the. Can I mention the big C?
Yes.
Yeah. So it started during COVID. My mother, just before everything sort of went to poo, she was getting her nails done at a local salon, and she was really enjoying it. And then lockdown. So she decided to buy a home kit, but she couldn't quite do it herself. So I was like, I'll do it. So I started doing it, and then I was like, this is kind of fun. So I got my own little kit, and I started, because I needed something to pass the time, and everything else had lost interest because I've been doing it over and over and over again.
Right.
So this was a new thing.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's.
So.
I don't. You got to tell me this, because I have no idea. Because I watched my cousins do it for years, because I was the only male cousin that near my age for a long period of time in a big family. But can you really do that on your own for your own nails? I mean, you have to be left-handed and right-handed and to do that sort of thing, and very few people are.
Depends on what you want to do. So people who paint their nails will obviously, you start with a solid color.
Right.
And you will eventually get to the point where you can Now I have found it is specifically for painting your if you're painting your dominant hand, your non-dominant hand will for that moment in time, just that one moment in time, become useful. Yeah, that was the thing that she was struggling with. She could do one hand okay, but then she couldn't do her other hand. So I took over.
Yeah.
Started playing around with it. Started looking more into nail art, and showed my friend group at the time, and they were all like, "This is really, really good. Have you thought about going to beauty school?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, it's too expensive. I can't do that. You know, it's not going on." They rallied together the money to send me to my local beauty school, and I was like, "You're all crazy." So I applied, I got in, got there, didn't need to pay anything. So I was like, "Well, go and use that money for something else."
Well, now that I'm here.
Yeah, they pushed me to do it, and I was like, you know what? I need something to do. It was on the tail end of lockdown, so it was sort of, there was one class in, and then the theory side of it, because a lot of people don't realize is that beauty is just as much science, health, chemistry. You know, it's all of that, as well as making pretty nail pictures.
Oh yeah, and you roll that in with artistry and creativity. And
yeah. So like one of the things that this is the example that I use is that one of the things that I can do, which I'm not legally allowed to do, but I can do, is I can identify a lot of health issues just by looking at somebody's nails. So I can see cancer, kidney failure, liver failure, and all, you know, really bad diets. Now legally, I am not allowed to say to any clients, "Oh, this looks like this," because if I end up being wrong, you know, it's saying, but we can sort of go, "Notice this about your nails. I think you should go and see your GP."
Yeah, that's pretty simple. I mean, technically anybody could spot something wrong and say that, so you're not going to get in trouble for that, I would hope.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to learn about all that stuff, because I imagine that nobody has the same type of nails from one person to the next.
Oh God, no.
Yeah.
Oh God, no. I've seen it all.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, but there are folks who have just horribly messed up nails, and there's some folks who you end up hating who have perfect nails.
Yeah. So, and every service that we do needs to be catered individually to that person.
Yeah.
So you learn the basics, because like myself, for example, I have pain in my hands. So I would, during the consultation with a, you know, a nail technician, I would say, "Listen, I've got pain in my hands. I need you to be careful when you're doing this," and they would listen to that. And it, you know, it goes for anything. Like if you've got delicate skin, or if you can't feel an area of your hands, it's little things like that that you need, that nail technician needs to know about.
Oh yeah.
So it was a big, huge, massive theory side of it, and I loved it. Loved every second.
Yeah, I'll choose myself for an example because that's the only one I know. I have less feeling in my right hand than in my left. My right hand is the reach into the oven and grab things hand. It takes longer for the pain to get there. But I've also have had psoriatic bouts in the past, which will really mess the nails up.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing, and you know, and hangnails and that sort of thing, because I'm an old man. That's all the stuff that you have to that you'll see and have to deal with,
take into consideration.
Yeah. Because I mean, some folks have paper thin nails. I mean, really, just nothing.
Yeah. They're the ones you got to be really careful with, especially if they're having extensions or some form of overlay on.
Yeah. Oh, do you ever find somebody who ended up being having skin reactions to it?
Not personally, no. But I have seen it, and I know a few people who were doing nails themselves at home during COVID that didn't It's not a case that they didn't read the instructions. They just didn't understand the severity of the chemical reaction on skin. Because you can develop, even if you was to go to a fully licensed salon, even if you was to go to the best nail technician in the world, the skin is a funny thing. And even though no nail product should touch your skin, you can still, just by being in the area, you can get contact dermatitis. And a lot of people, that is the most common thing that we see is contact dermatitis. And you can get it from anything. You can get it from absolutely anything. It's basically something that touches your skin over and over again, and the skin eventually just goes, "I've had enough. I'm reacting."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
and people, go ahead.
I was going, you go, you go.
Oh, no, I just.
I was going to say, I've never personally had any clients that had contact dermatitis, but I do know a couple of the other girls that were in my class who had much older clients come in who had been coming to the college, for a good number of years to be our test subjects essentially, who did eventually develop it just because they had been having extensions and nails for like the past 20 years.
Yeah. Anytime you're putting something on that the body knows isn't a part of it.
A lot of people develop contact dermatitis to makeup.
Yeah, absolutely. I have, my skin is very bizarre. I'm at the point now where I can't use shaving cream or any type of alcohol thing on my face at all, because it will fry it, just burn it.
Yeah.
So when you're an old man and only use soap to shave, I just tell them it's because I'm tougher than they are. It's not true, but
totally.
But and even one hand could have a different situation than the other hand. And
100%. Oh, I mean, like you using your example, for example, is that you have less sensation in one of your hands. Like that would be two totally different things that I would have to think about. Is, say, if you was to come in and you wanted a natural overlay, which is where you put either acrylic or hard gel on a nail. Because you have less sensation in one of your hands, I would have to be more diligent, because you could not notice that there's a heat spike in the product, which can damage the nail bed underneath your actual nail.
Yeah.
Or the way I'm holding you could be hurting your ligaments, but because you don't have that sensation, you don't know.
Right. Exactly. And if you've been through enough operations, you know that there are just some parts that don't come back feeling wise.
Yeah.
But it's how do you know that going in, and if they don't know it?
So that's what a consultation is for. That's why consultations are so important, and having good medical, I suppose, I don't know if I could call it medical training, but like medical knowledge, biological knowledge, is that we are trained to notice things that a client might not notice.
Yeah.
And gently point it out. But because it is such a hands-on job, no pun intended.
Yeah.
You sort of just notice things, so they might not know, but as you are handling their hands and moving them around and sort of, doing whatever service it is you need to do, you just pick up on the things, you just pick up on, if it's uncomfortable, if there's something that's not right.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is that any nail technician worth their salt will have a proper consultation. They will ask you if you're on any medication, anything you've noticed about your hands, anything, that you think it is important for them to know.
Yeah, and that's, that's smart. That's just smart.
Well, yeah, you lay the groundwork, because if something happens and they have a reaction to something, or say if they're on blood thinners, a lot of people don't realize that if you are on blood thinners, you should not be getting your nails. Well, you can get your nails done, but you shouldn't be having certain things done. I had a client that was on blood thinners, and she didn't tell me, even though I was like, "What medication are you on?"
Yeah.
And as I was filing her nails, just very, very gently, just taking the very top layer off.
Yeah.
Professional nail files can be, I don't want to say the word sharp on the edges, but when you're filing, it can cut skin. It just nicked just the side of her. Nothing that normally would have caused any problems. Just a normal sort of thing that happens, and she just bled and bled and bled and bled and bled, and we were like, oh my lord, what is going on? And then eventually she was like, oh, I'm on blood thinners.
Oh,
He was
okay.
like, you could have told me this, and I could have, been prepared for this. I could have had all of the stuff out that I needed, and it was just
That's when you bring out
crazy.
you bring out the cricket bat then and introduce them to it. Thanks for telling me. Whack.
Yeah, yeah. She never forgot again. She
Yeah.
never forgot again. Every single, didn't matter if she was with me or with one of the other technicians. She had a whole list of all of her medications, and from the get go, and it made it so much easier.
Well, I bet no matter how much experience you have and how confident you are in what you're doing, I bet you were just over the, just what have I done? What is going on here? Why is she
Oh yeah,
bleeding?
you panic every time. It doesn't matter, I mean, one of my teachers, she'd been what did she say? She was a nail technician for 40 years
Mm-hmm.
when she was training us, and we had somebody come in, and they just, the only way I can describe it is one of their hands just blew up.
Oh,
We have no idea. We never got told why.
Yeah.
She was rushed out away from us, but her hand literally blew up, and even our teacher was a bit shaken because she was like, "That was crazy."
Yeah.
That was, and she'd been a nail technician for a long time.
It sounds like a weird allergic reaction or something like that.
Yeah. We think it was just a reaction, but we don't know what to. That was the thing, is that it was a luxury manicure, so there was a lot of things going on.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those I see. I've had it happen. One of the things Misty and I did before we got married is she took me out for a manicure pedicure, and I'm like, I've never had that. Let's do this. And the amount of work into those things, gee, many Christmas. That is.
It's a lot of physical work from our side.
It is.
It's a lot of physical work from our side. Even more so if you're doing a pedicure. I hate doing pedicures.
Yeah, I would too.
But I despise doing pedicures.
Yeah. So much though, when you get down to it's almost microscopic in a way. What you have to do with some of these to get it right, because again, people's nail health could be all over the place. And then you have somebody has a hangnail that they've just ignored, and then it's like, oh, did you know you had this? And you show them like, no, and then there's pain.
Yeah. I think the worst thing, like pain and medical conditions, I can deal with, not a problem. It's when people come in with oh god, I can't even, just thinking about it makes me like, when they come in and they've got like dirt and God knows what's underneath the nails, or they're just they're just dirty, and it's like, oh no, don't want to do it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going clean up a little bit for going in, for crying out loud. I mean, that's just,
at least wash your hands before you sit down.
Yeah, I mean, for Pete's sake. I'm lucky that I don't do any hard labor at all, so I never get dirt under my fingernails. I just kind of
like, a little bit is fine, because it's daily living, isn't it? You get dirt under your nails because a lot of people use them as tools, even though you're not supposed to.
Right.
But like when somebody comes in and they're just absolutely caked, and it just no.
No. You go soak them for a while.
Yeah, it's why we have nail brushes at the sinks with strong soap.
Yes. Oh, I mean, I imagine it is not a profession for someone who is super germophobic. Even though all the precautions are taken, it would still be really tough for somebody to do something like that, I imagine.
I mean, possibly. I couldn't say, because I'm not. So, because like you wear gloves, you have a mask, you can have face covering if you want. You can have barrier cream. Like, you are touching a person, but at the same time, you are wearing PPE. So it depends on how comfortable the person is with that. It's not something that I concretely want to have an opinion on, because it's obviously not something that I experience.
Yeah. I'm just trying to put myself in their shoes. Now, those of us who haven't gone through the biohazards training, could you explain what PPE is?
It is personal protective equipment. So it's
Yes.
things like the most common one people will know is gloves and a mask.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you can also have or plastic goggles or plastic glasses if anybody remembers from doing woodwork in school.
Oh yeah.
Don't know if I'm showing my age there though.
Yeah, no, I did. My woodworking in school was sneaking it home and having my dad do it.
See, when I was in school, we did woodwork and metalwork. They don't do that no more.
No.
Yeah, it's anything that protects you personally.
Yeah.
I suppose is the easiest way to say. So it is things like hard hats, gloves, barrier cream, your mask, eye protection, earmuffs, anything that prevents any damage to your body.
Yeah, and especially parts of your body that can absorb things easiest. Your nose, your mouth, your eyes.
Your skin is the biggest one. Your skin is the biggest organ that absorbs things.
Yeah, that's why you see people in these labs wearing, disposable outfits. I mean, that's because they're covering their entire body because something could happen.
Because your skin naturally wants to absorb anything that goes on it because that is its job. Its job is to perspirate.
Yep.
Which is in and out.
Yes, absolutely. It absorbs and it's a great sponge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things I'm good at is being a sponge. A sponge and a doorstop. I'm good at those. It's not great on a resume though.
Oh, dearie me.
So when you got somebody in there and you've got how long does it take for you to develop what you would call a regular client?
No, I'll be perfectly honest. I'm no longer in the industry. Unfortunately, I got unwell. I got too unwell to stay in the industry.
Yeah. Well,
but a regular client can be. I mean, I had regular clients while I was in because I was in beauty school for 2 years, and then I went and did additional stuff for a 3rd year.
Yeah.
And I would have the same client every 4 weeks. You can get a regular client from the very first session if they enjoy your work, if they enjoy you as a person, if the nail technician as well, because obviously we can refuse people. We can say, I don't think we're going to rebook you. I will pass you on to somebody else. But having a regular client we consider it from the second session they book.
Good, cool, and it's still a personality driven industry, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. 100%. If you do not have the personality to, like, some people enjoy that. Some people enjoy no talking, no interaction, just consultation, do what I've asked you to do, and then I'm going to leave, which is perfectly fine. We are more than 9 out of 10 nail technicians are more than happy to adapt because that's what we have to be. We have to be adaptable. We have to be able to change ourselves to make the client comfortable.
You can't keep
but a big part of that is that one of the things some people can't adapt is having a personality.
Yeah.
As mean as it sounds.
No, I mean it's real though. It's very
if
valid.
you don't have that sort of, I suppose you could say, bubbliness to make somebody feel comfortable, then you may find yourself falling a little bit short. But other clients might enjoy that. Other clients might enjoy that sort of reserved energy, so it just depends. You've got to find clients have got to find their nail tech, and nail techs have got to find their clients.
Well, and it's still it's such a personal thing to have done and have somebody do it with you. And I would imagine you have to learn how to disarm people pretty quickly, and by that I mean, if someone's coming in and they've got the weight of the world on their shoulders, and they're thinking about other things, you come in and just kind of, then they've got, a sword out and ready to smack anybody who comes close. You got to learn how to disarm them and then make them feel comfortable. And and then everything goes smoothly after that. Yeah.
There's a lot of coping techniques that we get taught, social coping techniques that we get taught, and how to de-escalate things, how to recognize when the best thing is maybe not a session and instead taking them into a private room and having a chat. Now, obviously, we're not therapists. We are not, well, we're not those kinds of therapists.
Right, right.
But we can still sit and listen. You know, there is certain things like they do suggest that you don't have a political opinion with anybody, or you don't have anything that can cause issues with anybody else, if that makes sense. You don't get involved in their love lives. You sort of nod and smile for a lot of it. You make them feel like, this sounds really, really bad, but you essentially make them feel like you're on their side, but you don't have any major input. Because we have to protect ourselves. We have to, if something happens and something we have said has set that off and it comes back, it's like, well, we were just doing our job. Don't always fly. But yeah, there is certain social things that we are taught how to curb or skirt around, or just just nod and smile.
Yeah, kind of stay away from the actual advice part of it.
Yeah, we're there to listen. And part of the job is to be a listener.
Yeah, and it does. If they can get that off their shoulders, then other things will go smoothly the rest of the way. And it is. So, how do you think that doing that has helped you be a VTuber?
Yes. Yeah, it's I was very shy. I was very sort of like, I can be the bubbly personality when I'm comfortable, but having to deal with clients week in, week out, like multiple clients a day, people that I had never met before, that I was suddenly doing this quote unquote intimate thing with, because holding somebody's hand for an hour it's very personable.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So it has given me the ability to very quickly adapt myself to become comfortable in most situations, and also talk to myself is a big thing.
Talking to yourself.
Yeah, or talking to somebody who is hard pressed to give any feedback. Or
yeah, interviewers love that type. Yeah. The one-word answer, folks.
yes. That was another big thing, is that it sort of teaches you how to let them keep their one-word answer, but also get all of the information and fill that empty space without being too much.
Exactly. The one thing I hated about doing interviews on the radio was when you did get those one-word answer, folks, and you come up with some really nice, big, flowery question that has all of the. We could wrap up all the details with a nice 2-minute response, and the answer is yes.
Because you've got to very quickly on the fly work out, right, how can I fill this space? And that is one of the biggest things that I'm really appreciative that doing night nails with clients has taught me.
Oh yeah, you look at the times like, I've got 25 more minutes with this person. So So did you ever have a client that you just didn't mesh with?
Yes. Yeah. 100%. There was there was a lady that not many people meshed with. She was very very typical old lady. Like,
was she grumpy?
Grumpy. Nothing was ever done right.
Yeah.
She was one of those that the way she'd been going to the college for a very long time. She'd been a regular, so we were grateful to her, because obviously it's a lot of people go to the college to get the nails done by these very beginner people, because instead of it costing, 25 quid for a set of nails, it costs 5.
Right.
So we were going to get things wrong, but she was still very much I'm going to point this out. I'm going to huff. Oh, you've not done this right. Oh, that colour's wrong. You asked for that colour. Well, no, it's wrong now. But I can say that she was a benefit to most of the girls, because she got even the shyest of students to sort of buck up a bit and go, no, I'm not being spoken to like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't many people that meshed well with her, because she was just a mean old lady.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty of those out there.
Yeah. She just kept coming back every week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We used to get them in radio a lot. There was actually a woman, I don't think I've told this story before, but there was a woman, for American football games, they always start off with our national anthem. It's
mm-hmm.
And of course this caused all sorts of controversy recently, but she called me while we were doing a professional football game on the radio. We don't have any control over that. We're just putting it on there. We put commercials in. She wanted me in my dinky little station to call the Chicago Bears football team and tell them to stop that woman from singing the national anthem, because that should only be sung by a man.
Wow.
She was very serious.
That's the thing, though. They are, that's the crazy thing, is that they say these outlandish things, and yet they are 1000% serious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if I call them, they'll stop. Yes, ma'am, I'm sure that, the station that's 200 miles away from where they're at, we'll have all the sway in the world to get them to run down on the field, rip the microphone out of that woman's hands, and give it to a man to finish. I was like, okay, man, we'll give it a try. Bye.
Yeah. But that's totally going to happen, love. Yeah.
I think I actually called the network and told them about it, and they got a kick out of it.
I was about to say that they got a right good giggle out of that.
Oh, absolutely. But it's when you're dealing with any type of industry where you're and you much more than we did in radio, it's face-to-face type interaction. That's certainly different than not seeing the people while you're talking to them. But I can see why that would carry over to VTubing, because of your previous training and experience in talking one-on-one with a person you don't really know that much about.
Yeah. Well, I'll be honest, that I started VTubing halfway through my first year of beauty school. But they did sort of help each other. It was a really nice circle of learning both of them at the same time. So I'm hoping I haven't developed any bad habits from either, and they both just sort of cancelled each other out, and I've only got the goodness from both.
That's where I always tell people I may be evil, but I'm also lazy. So the two wrongs make a right.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Makes sense to me.
Yes, if you have -2 times -2 equals 4, then that's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what got you started in VTubing anyway?
Sorry, say that again.
What got you started in VTubing? Were you a fan of it or something?
So I I had no idea what VTubing was until after I became a VTuber. So it's a little bit of a long story here, but I will try and get it out.
Okay.
So my partner at the time started streaming. And they really struggled. The hardest thing they struggled with was trying to talk to chat and not having anybody talk back to them. So I was like, well, why don't I sit in a Discord call with you, and I'll be on the stream as well, and because I've got work to do in the background, so I'd be sat here anyway.
Right.
So I started doing that, and I was talking to them, and a couple of streams in, I was talking about their chat knew that I was doing, schoolwork and such, and then I was practicing nail techniques and art.
Right.
And chat was like, "Oh, we're kind of interested in what you're doing." So we then set it up that the stream could see what they were working on and what I was working on. They were a facecam streamer. Yeah. They did crochet and artwork. And then I had my own little camera in the corner, and I was doing my stuff. Yeah. And then they sort of stopped streaming as often because they didn't really enjoy it.
Right.
But then chat would come over to me and be like, they were in my socials going, well, we really enjoyed what you were doing. It was very different. So, why don't you start your own channel? So I thought, you know what? I've been on this other person's channel for a couple of months. Sod it, I'll do my own. So I made my own channel and off we went. The first couple of streams, I didn't have anything. And then I was at a convention. I used to make and sell props and accessories at Comic-Cons.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you were making...
I know the... Yeah, I know this sounds really random, but it makes sense.
No, it really
while
does,
I was there, one of my good friends, she was drawing like little chibi things. And I had seen one of her videos. Now, I'd been streaming for a couple of weeks at this point, and she had this thing, and I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. You know what? I want that. I want something to be my face, because I'm not comfortable being on camera. I don't like being on camera. Mm-hmm. So I got it. And then, I posted about it, and I had it up there, and then I had people coming in and going, oh, that's great. And I essentially got adopted by a group of VTubers for a couple of weeks before I realized I'm a VTuber. I had no idea what it was. I had no idea there was this whole community surrounding it. I was just in the middle of it going, yeah, this is really cool. Wait a minute. So I had no idea I was a VTuber until I was well into it.
You're talking about getting
Someone
swept
finally
up.
Was like, you do know this is what you're doing, right? And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of evolved from there. But yeah, I started on somebody else's channel to help them, and I enjoyed talking to chat so much that it sort of snowballed from there.
Yeah, that's cool. And at the beginning, were you doing mostly nail type stuff or artwork or what when you started?
So the first, I want to say year and a half, it was only nails that I was doing on stream. I had no interest in doing games or anything else like that. It was all nail art, all for college, all for school.
Right.
It wasn't until I had a couple of friends invite me to play Phasmophobia that I was kind of like, well, I'll stream it and see what people think. And I then started playing because I wanted the opportunity to play more games. I wasn't necessarily looking to sort of going, I want to play games on stream. I was just like, I need a reason to let myself play games, and this became my reason to let myself play games.
So it's kind of a reverse of a lot of people where they were playing the games first and then got on stream. You got on stream and then used that as a reason to play games.
Yeah. Well, because I had so much schoolwork and so much coursework to do, I wasn't very good at rewarding myself and taking time after, because we had a lot of essays to write. Right. It wasn't just, learn how to do this. I had to write, I think the first year I had to write 13 essays.
Oy.
And that was just in the span of 9 months.
Oh no.
And then it was probably double that for the second year. So it was a lot of work. And I was really bad at sort of going, okay, I'm taking a break. I'm taking some me time. One of my stream slots through the week became that me time.
Perfect.
But I also got to spend it with people that I had started socializing with. So it was my social time, it was my me time, it was my reward time.
Yeah.
It's I do go about a lot of things very backwards, though, I will admit.
Well, and when you started wearing the shirts backwards and all that stuff, that was a little tough. But no, it really people get into it in all different ways, and that's one of the things I enjoy so much about talking with people with different backgrounds is no two are the same. Just like you talked about with when you were getting customers all the time, no two are the same. Heck, no two fingers were the same, for crying out loud.
And no person is the same week in, week out either.
No, I know I'm not. Oh, actually, I am. I'm pretty boring. I get tired when I try to do something else. But it's so in a way, as you said, it really did complement what you were doing in
Hmm.
many different ways.
Yeah.
It was some people look for something as a uh, side gig. This just kind of completed a puzzle for you.
It filled in that gap that I needed to be able to function the way I wanted to.
Yeah, yeah. Now that you're not able to do what you were doing before, your hands keeping out of it. How important or has VTubing become even more important to you?
Uh, I'm trying. See, I think about it more as streaming than VTubing.
Yeah,
I think that's like streaming is very important to me
right.
in the sense of it is my time to spend with friends. It
Hmm.
is my time to have fun, to sort of shut out all of the bad stuff. It is my time that I know that I'm gonna be able to socialize with the good friend, because I've got people still in my chat now that have been with me since the beginning,
Cool.
and I've got such a good friendship with them. So yeah, streaming is very important to me. I love doing it. I love meeting new people. I love seeing the names come back every week and finding out about their lives,
Yeah,
and just having a good time and providing a space that others can come in and escape the world for a little bit.
yeah. It's amazing to an old man like myself still, um, because when I started in radio, it was 1983, and
Damn.
yeah, yeah. I
That's
told
that's
you,
that's pretty cool
I
though.
told you
That
I
is
was
pretty
old,
cool.
and the technology between then and now is ridiculous. Um, I wouldn't be able to have this conversation with you, and
Yeah.
without paying, you know, 6 months rent to the phone company, uh, and
Yeah,
probably,
no, I mean, I'm the generation that grew, because I'm a little bit younger than you, but I am the generation that grew up with that transition from very limited technology to smartphones. I
yeah,
was I remember coming home from school and going, "Mum, can I use the internet?" And she's like, "No, I'm on the phone."
oh yeah, yeah,
That was my first introduction to the online world, and
yeah,
I've gone through it. So even just thinking about those couple of years, it's insane the differences in the technology,
absolutely.
and it's insane watching people what they can do with their models now. Like, I
Right.
will forever be a simple VTuber. I'm never really going to be going pushing for anything amazing, but some of the things that people can do
Oh,
is crazy.
there's some folks who have some of the most expressive models, whether it's with how the body moves or some incredible face expressions. And I'm like,
Yeah,
how
I mean, I've got a friend, Blubber Muffins, totally not doing a promo, but she actually made a little pixel VTuber model that could walk around the screen. Doesn't just sit in one space; it actually walks. You see it walk across the screen, and it's amazing.
yeah, yeah. It's and 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 you can choose your own level as you go in.
Yeah.
You can be you can have a steady model, a PNG type situation, or you could have a 3D model, or you could spend the gross national product of the Gambia and get your own get your own setup, and that sort of thing. And you're your own boss mostly if
Yeah.
you're as long as you're independent and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, do with given what you said about your channel, have you set
Hmm.
goals for yourself as far as being a streamer?
I used to.
Mm,
I used to set goals because in the very early days, I was like, oh, this is what everybody else is doing. This is what I should be doing. I think the only goal I have is to try and be as consistent as I can be and
mm,
to keep enjoying it. The moment I no longer enjoy it is the moment it is no longer worth it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It all comes down to that because the audience is going to know when you're not in it
Yeah.
anymore. And I imagine,
Yeah.
where you were working before, if you come in and you've got a dark cloud over your head and you let that sooner or later
Well,
your customers are going to know.
I recently actually played a game and we really, really enjoyed it, and we had tons and tons of fun. And then towards the end, I was getting a bit irate with it and I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And chat even said, like, hey, put this down.
Yeah.
And we did. We put, I went, I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with my community. I was like, we're going to put this away for a little bit. And we put it, I think we put it away for like 3 weeks, and we came back and we enjoyed the ending of it. Because that's what it was. It was only like 2 streams left of it.
Right.
And then other things I've just gone, I'm not enjoying this anymore. I'm going to put it aside. Yeah. And I've done the exact same thing with nail sets on stream as well. We've been, working on something and I've gone, I'm not enjoying this anymore, so I'm going to put this to the side and we're going to do something different. We're going to do a different nail set, or we're going to do, some other form of hands-on crafting thing.
But
the most important thing to me is to continue to enjoy it day in, day out.
With your other artwork, I'm using other artwork because I consider the nails artwork as well.
I appreciate that.
It absolutely is. Do you have the same thoughts towards that? Are you a perfectionist with it? How do you look at your other artwork?
Completely depends on what I am doing. I will be perfectly honest. If it is graphic design, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist.
Mm-hmm.
If it is vector design, I am also a little bit of a perfectionist, but I also enjoy things that are a little bit more free and where I don't have to, like traditional painting. I very much enjoy that, and I'm a lot more just do what the paint wants. I've had fun doing, like, I'm currently actually working on a new PNG, and I'm hand drawing it with a mouse because I want that scrunkly sort of messy look to it. So it depends on what I'm doing. Some things I am a bit of a perfectionist, especially when it comes to like graphics, the graphic side of things. But other things I'm just like, I want it to be as free and messy and fun as it can be,
and realistically done by a human being.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. If you want perfection, there's certain
you pay someone for it.
Yeah, that's one thing. But
yeah, if I want perfection, I go and ask somebody who knows what they're doing to do it for me.
Right. Now, I go beg them to do it for free. Is what I do. Old radio days coming back. Do you take like commissions for art?
I used to, but I don't anymore. I would like to in the future, but I am being realistic. My health is not at a place where I can take commissions. I will still do nail sets for friends. Like, for example, I'll be working on a nail set for a wedding relatively soon. But it is not fair on paying clients with how unpredictable my health is to take any form of paid work. I'll do free things for like I said, I'm doing the wedding nail set, and I'm also working on a VTuber logo for a friend of mine. But in my own time, there's no pressure, no sort of time scale that we've put in.
Yeah, that would be the toughest thing, I imagine, with what you're dealing with is not being able to, like you said, if the deadline was the end of the month, well, you don't know how the health is going to respond to that, and
I mean, some days I can't even get out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm physically confined to my bed. It just doesn't happen. So, I was very honest with myself a couple of years ago, and I was like, I cannot. It's why I don't trade at conventions anymore, because I just cannot do it anymore. I need to put myself first, which sounds very selfish, but I also, to continue doing what I'm doing, I need to put myself first.
I don't think it sounds selfish. I think it sounds sensible.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's because even if you're a person who wants to help other people, and it's in your nature, and I think I'm talking to someone who has that in their nature. You can't do it unless you're healthy enough to do it.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference. You can't promise the moon and than not be able to, fulfill part of it at least. And that would
can't promise the moon and then give him a rock.
Yeah. Well, you can say the rock is from the moon, but you'd have to be a pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not the moon.
Yeah. It used to be. It was a second moon.
It was 1,000 years ago. Yes. It just fell down.
And you can have it for $5.99.
I do miss doing commissions. I do miss doing work for people, but I also understand that it is not fair on them.
Yeah.
And it's not fair on myself to put myself through that stress when it's just, it's not worth upsetting everybody.
Did you find it?
It's a no-win situation.
Did you find it harder to do artwork with somebody else's vision?
See, again, I'm a very situational person. I struggle to give broad answers on things because, again, it depends on the person.
Mm.
If I have somebody who's very forward with their ideas, who is very like, I want this color, I want this vibe, I want this, but he's also flexible in sort of, working with what is realistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. Love it. Dead easy. But if I've got somebody who comes in and goes, I want this, and that's all they give me, it's near impossible.
Draw me the thing.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what is the thing? The thing. I don't know what the thing is. That's not my problem.
Yeah. I'll tell you if it's wrong.
It's just like.
That's when you soak their nails in battery acid. There you go. Tell me if it's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually had a client come in and go, I want the colour. Which colour? The colour.
The colour.
There's a whole spectrum of colours. Is it a warm colour, cold colour? Is it on the shelf behind me? The colour.
This surprised me.
Yeah. Oh, don't, because that is the worst one when people go, oh yeah, just surprise me with the colour, and then you pick something up and their face says it all, and they're like, I don't like that colour.
Yeah.
And you'll go through a million different colours until they pick the one that they've had in the past.
Yes.
That you've just taken off the nails, and it's just like,
yeah. Okay. That color bit me when I was a child.
Yeah.
What? Okay. Well, there's something else. It's an absolute pleasure talking with you because it's obviously you're if you weren't before, you become a people person with what you do and this streaming and VTubing seems to really mesh with your talents and abilities and personality.
Thank you.
And I think it really does. You're one of those folks where it's kind of made for this.
Well, that's really sweet. Yeah.
I gotta say the stuff that you've been able to do with the nails is amazing, and I imagine that carries over to the artwork. I hope that you can continue to do that to the point where you can enjoy it and you can get the artistic thrill that and I'm sure that you felt more than once.
Well, I mean, I'm 5 years in now, and I'm hoping to do another 5 at least.
Yeah. Well, we'll try to throw in a couple of leap years so it goes longer for you.
Yeah.
Folks, we're going to have all the links we've been able to find for Devi, and I got to tell you, you got to check out what they've got going on. Really, as you heard, a genuinely wonderful person, absolutely genuinely wonderful person.
Oh, shush.
And I just thank you so much for coming on. It absolute ray of sunshine for me today. Then
thank you for having me. It's been wonderful talking to you.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.